Okay. So at this time, I'll turn it back over to Treasurer.
Thank you. I guess he wants me to give a short report on the Volkswagen funding that came in since I've taken office. That was about 129,000. And one of the requirements under the Volkswagen settlement was that we purchase a school bus. So we did purchase a school bus that should be delivered within the next couple of days. And
I just have a question. Where would the school bus be used, and who would use that?
What kind of bus is it?
it's a school bus. 56 seater.
Is it a short bus that you would
Tour
drive?
bus.
It's not a short bus for council. It's a school bus that we're planning on utilizing for the tourism development that is currently happening with EB&D. So I guess there were two more issues on my report. One of them is the Prairie Wind Casino loan for operations, etc. And we did discuss that as well, and I believe Jim has a motion on that. Jim?
Gustavo, have the Vice President, Vice Chair, Vice President. The Vice Chair.
Motion to authorize the tribal treasurer to transfer $200,000 to the Prairie Wood Casino for the employee 2% right to work fee account.
Okay. Motion by Councilman Rosales, second by Councilwoman Spotted Bear. Call for the vote.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hog Weston, Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Poyer, Craig Dillon,
Yes.
David Kelly,
No.
Julianne Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Brian Jumping Eagle Sr., Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
Jackie Sears, James Cross.
Yes.
Yes, 1 no, motion carried.
And then the last thing I had was from executive board. I was just a little concerned with it, so I think it needs to be ratified here. There was an actual resolution 25-112 that was passed. It was regarding the, I believe it's called the SDS priority listing that was previously signed by the president, but the listing and the cost has gone down significantly. So a new letter was drafted, and I would just like a motion to approve the president to draft that, because the amount is more than $75,000. So if we could just have the president authorized to sign the new SDS letter for the IHS sanitation deficiency system, because of the difference in the values and the costs. I think you got that. Did you get that?
Was it just recently?
Yeah, it was like last week, but we have a copy, or
Yeah.
I have a copy I can give you.
Go ahead, Councilwoman Spotted Bear.
Is that the SDS list that just came from finance?
Yeah,
Okay,
that was forwarded to XP.
right, that came from Mr. Ainsley.
Yes. And we approved it at XP, but because of the amount, I personally was not comfortable forwarding it from XP. So I thought it would be a good idea to have a motion from here to authorize him to do the new letter.
Motion.
And motion by Councilman Spotted, second by Councilman Rosales, Councilman Weir. Call for the vote.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall,
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Wayne Little Thunder,
Yes.
David Poyer, Craig Dillon,
Yes.
David Kelly,
Yes.
Julianne Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior, Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
Jackie Sears, James Cross.
Yes.
14 unanimous, motion carried.
Thank you, and I will be going to EB&D with Steve on Friday with the loan information for your approval. We'll probably need to have a special for that soon after. But that's it for my report. Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilwoman Spotted, second
One
by,
couple, Chair,
so,
I
yeah.
know you never look this way, man.
Oh, sorry.
Blinders, eh?
Go ahead, Councilman.
I just got a couple more questions for the chair. Looking at the Department of Revenue. Why is this formatted as sales? I'm just asking, wouldn't it be easier to understand if it was a description, debit, credit, and balance format?
This is the revenue reporting, what is it called? It's the revenue piece and MIP. So they enter all of the sales. The quantity is how many payments or how many checks or ACHs are received. And
I'm just asking why it wouldn't be broke down in months. It'd be a little bit easier to predict, forecast. I'm just,
okay, this is the same format that's been used for a while, but I can ask them to break it down in months and give it to
yeah,
the finance.
it'd be a lot more easier to understand. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
Sonia just had one more question about the First National Bank report that I had given previously, and that's this one. This is the ARPA money that is remaining. So all of the banks listed on the second, third, and fourth pages are the banks that guarantee our money. So they hold our money and pay us the interest. And this is the amount at each bank that holds our money. Because you can't insure over a certain amount in one bank. So we get pledge agreements from all of these banks that we have to sign off on.
My question on that second part was, it looks like we did a withdrawal
Yeah, we do withdrawals to pay.
to pay.
In the regular account listing here, this one, the money is drawn directly from this savings, the pledge sheet, to the COVID-19 account. That is ARPA money, just the title of the account is weird. Where is it at? It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The seventh one down on the first page of the account listing. So that money is drawn from there to that account. Yeah, and this is the account that's used to pay for all the contractors for the buildings and the gravel. That's the gravel. Yeah, the stormwater recovery or whatever it's called. So that's where this money is drawn into.
I guess I just want to thank you for giving us clarification or update on that.
Yeah.
On that, because we looked at it and it said a savings account, so, yeah, thank you for
You're
that.
welcome. And then another thing on the Edward Jones, it's gonna look like it made a bunch of money next month, but it's not. It's just what we transferred over. Yeah, 268 or 48, something like that.
Okay. Is that it, Treasurer?
Yes.
Okay, call for the vote.
Jeremy Rosales,
Yes.
Beef Randall, Tyler Lunderman,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Blaine Little Thunder, David Poyer,
Yes.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
David Kelly,
No.
Julianne Spotted Bear. Yes. Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior,
Yes.
Bo Little White Man,
Yes.
Jackie Sears, James Cross.
Yes.
13 yes, 1 no, motion carried.
Thank you, Council.
Okay, so we're going to jump over at the request of the council reps that we move on to I believe it's a land, right? Yes. So we have no education, nothing from education or finance, so, and then we got the request to jump to land. And so at this time, I'm going to turn it over to the land chair.
Secretary, could you read that resolution? I can't find mine.
Or are you going to jump to the second item first, or?
Yes.
Resolution of the Guala Sioux Tribal Council of the Guala Sioux Tribe, an unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Guala Sioux Tribal Council of the Guala Sioux Tribe, supporting the return of all federal land within the sacred Hisapa Black Hills to the Lakota people, and supporting the idea of creating and introducing a bill into Congress for the return of federal land in the Black Hills to the Lakota people, and committing to working in alliance with other tribal governments that are successors in interest to the treaty right guaranteed to the Lakota Nation by the federal government, and with treaty councils of the Lakota Nation to return federal lands in the Black Hills. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe is a sovereign tribal nation that has entered into treaties as the supreme law of the land with the United States government pursuant to the U.S. Constitution, Article 6, and is a signatory to the Treaty of Fort Laramie of 1851, once Statute 749 September 17, 1851, and the Treaty of Fort Laramie of 1868, 635, April 29, 1868, and continues the nation-to-nation relationship with the federal government. And whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe, organized under Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S. subsection 5123, by adopting a federally approved constitution and bylaws, and under Article 3 of the Tribal Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the tribe. And whereas Article 4, Section 1A authorizes the Tribal Council to negotiate with federal, state, and local governments on behalf of the tribe, and to advise and consult on behalf of the tribe. And whereas the Constitution of the United States acknowledges Indian nations and tribes as self-governing native sovereign governments in the treaty and supremacy clauses. And whereas Haisapa of the Black Hills are the heart of everything that is. They are the sacred center of the Aboriginal territory of the Lakota Nation, and in such hold deep spiritual and cultural significance for the Lakota Nation. And whereas the Black Hills holds and protects the Lakota Nation's creation story, and through its many sacred sites, the Black Hills connects the Lakota Nation with its ancestors, its future generation, its culture, and its identity. Whereas the Oglala Band is one of the 7 bands of the Lakota Nation. As such, the Black Hills holds special spiritual, cultural, ecological, historical, and future connections with the tribe. And whereas the people of the Lakota Nation, which includes the Oglala Sioux Tribe, have the rights to maintain and strengthen their distinctive spiritual relationship with the Black Hills as it was traditionally occupied and used for thousands of years. And whereas the Black Hills are Lakota treaty territory as affirmed by the Treaty of September 15, 1851 and April 28, 1868. And whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe is a lawful successor in interest to the rights guaranteed in these treaties. And whereas the United States has a trust responsibility to the Lakota Nation and its successors federally recognized tribes pursuant to the treaties of 1851 and 1868, as well as from the U.S. Constitution, other treaties with the Sioux Nation, dating back as early as 1815. Federal statutes, presidential executive orders, and other federal laws that form the foundation of the federal tribal trust relationship. And whereas despite the federal government's attempts to take the Black Hills in the Act of February 28, 1877, the Lakota Nation views the Black Hills as inalienable and has never voluntarily surrendered or ceded the Black Hills or agreed to accept money in exchange for extinguishment of title to such lands or the right to practice ceremonies in the Black Hills area. And whereas the different bands of the Lakota Nation have pressed their claim to return the Black Hills vigorously and continuously for nearly 150 years. And whereas in 1978, Congress passed the Act of March 13, 1978, 92 Stat 153, which provided for judicial review of the Lakota Nations taking claim against the United States, but did not provide for the return of the Black Hills. And whereas certain bands of Lakota Nation sue the United States in the Indian Claims Commission under the Act of March 13, 1978, and obtained a judgment of $105,994,430.52, which comprised of $17.1 million for the value of the land when it was taken in 1877, plus $450,000 for the value of the gold that had been taken by trespassing prospectors, plus 5% simple interest up to the date of the decision. And whereas in 1980, the United States versus the Sioux Nation of Indians, 448 U.S. 371, the United States Supreme Court affirmed the findings of the Court of Claims that the United States had effected an unlawful taking of the Black Hills in 1877, citing the Court of Claims' conclusion that a more ripe and rank case of dishonorable dealing will never, in all probability, be found in our history, and further noting that the Court of the Claim language regarding the duplicity of President Grant in breaching the government's treaty obligation or treaty obligation to keep trespassers out of the Black Hills, and the pattern of the depressed practice by the government on the starving Lakota to get them to agree to the sale of the United States.
Whereas on July 18, 1980, the amount of $105,994,430.52 was appropriated by Congress to compensate the Lakota Nation for the unlawful and taking an illegal extraction of gold. And whereas the Supreme Court upheld the Court of Claims ruling that the Act of February 28, 1877 was unconstitutional for failure to pay just compensation to the Lakota Nation has declined to accept this compensation because it is contrary to their traditional cultural values to accept money for the Black Hills because the settlement amount fails to account for the full losses to the Lakota Nation, and because acceptance of the settlement funds would terminate the Lakota Nation's claims to the Black Hills. As a result, the constitutionality of the Black Hills taking has not been fully adjudicated. And whereas neither the Act of March 13, 1978, nor the judgment in United States versus Sioux Nation of Indians provide for the return of land in the Black Hills to the Lakota Nation, and whereas to date Congress has not provided a court with the jurisdiction to determine whether the taking was for a public purpose or to provide for the return of land to the Lakota Nation as a remedy, and whereas the executive branch of the United States does not possess the executive authority to implement a negotiated solution with the Lakota Nation to effect a resolution of the Lakota Nation's consistent efforts to recover land in the Black Hills, and whereas Congress has in the recent past resolved complex Native American land title and religious issues by conveying title without restricting such resolution to monetary damages, and whereas nearly 150 years after the Black Hills were stolen, and over 40 years since the federal government tried to appease the Lakota Nation with money for the United States is sin, the time is now to have the land returned to its rightful owner. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribe strongly supports the return of all federal lands within the sacred Haisapa Black Hills to the Lakota people, and be it further resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribe supports the idea of creating and introducing a bill into Congress for the return of federal land in the Black Hills to the Lakota people, and be it further resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby commits to working in alliance with other tribal governments that are successors in interest to the treaty rights guaranteed to the Lakota Nation by the federal government. The tribe also commits to working in alliance with treaty councils of the Lakota Nation to return federal lands in the Black Hills, and be it further resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby instructs and authorizes its lawyers and legal team to aid in the drafting and revising of the congressional bill and to join the bill drafting committee of the Sacred Haisapa Restoration Act. And be it finally resolved that the Black Hills were stolen and must be returned. The Black Hills are not for sale. Certification. Mr. Chairman, just one correction on page 3. I would replace in the sentence, because acceptance of the settlement fund would terminate the claims, I would say may.
Good. Motion by Councilman Lunderman, second by Councilman Spotted there. You had a question? No? Okay. No motion, no question. Secretary, call for the vote.
Jeremy Rosales.
Yes.
Dave Randall. Tyler Lunderman.
Yes.
Sonia Littlehawk Weston. Wayne Little Thunder. David Clear.
Yeah.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
David Kelly.
Yes.
Julianne Spotted Bear. Yes. Norman Standing Soldier.
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior.
Yes.
Old Little White Man.
Yes.
Jackie Sears. James Cross.
Yes.
Unanimous motion carried. Go ahead, Councilman.
Did you want to say Wopila or something?
Okay. If you could just identify yourself and you can speak.
Hamida Gibi, you are Chante or stand up, choose a below. We zip macha below. Good afternoon to the council. My name is Wizipra. I'm a member of Sichago Lakota, but like everyone here, we are all Lakota, and joined today by members from our Indian collective staff. Taylor and Anissa. Taylor works on protecting the Haisapa work, and Anissa works on this matter that we're here today. And I serve as president for Indian Collective. And on behalf of Indian Collective, we're very thankful and grateful for the council's action today, and that we now have, based on today, resolutions from Rosebud, Yankton, Crow Creek, Standing Rock, and now the Oglala Lakota Oyate, and we're going to be moving on to the other reservations to also continue to seek support. And one of the things that was brought up at the land committee is to have regular communication with the land committee to keep people updated on progress. And so that's something that we commit to do. And again, just really thankful for everybody today and your decision here. Lila Wopila Pelo.
Thanks for coming.
Robert Tucrow. I'm a member of the Black Hills Treaty Council, which is a non-tribal political entity.
but we are also members of the Oglala Sioux tribe, like all other Tioshpai of the Oceti Shakoni. Because we are non-political, we have to work with our tribal councils. And the next in line is the superintendent of the Pine Ridge Sioux Indian Reservation. But we had a mutual consensus that we would work with our technical support here from Rapid City, and so we hope to be successful in passing this through Congress, and if we do, I would say we have accomplished a great task for our people of the Oceti Shakoni, which includes the Oglala Sioux tribe, Rosebud tribe, Standing Rock, Cheyenne River, Yankton, and you know the rest, because I don't want to be teaching history. So I'm pleased, I'm happy, and we can go to work as you signed or you passed a resolution.
I'll open up. Councilwoman Sears.
Yeah, I'd like to give the floor to Bonnie Holyrock, one of the district members on the district.
Okay.
Thank you for just taking a few minutes. I don't know how much research has gone into this effort here, but about 40 years ago, there was an effort with Mike Mini Horses and Bill Bradley pushing a very, very similar effort on federal lands, and there was controversy involved with that, and it didn't go anywhere. I'm not sure exactly what was involved or why it failed, but it might serve the group to research that if they haven't done it already. It would save some time and probably a lot of effort to research what happened with that bill and why it didn't go anywhere. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Maybe Weezy could answer that, huh? Weezy? Maybe that's something he could answer.
I don't think he heard your question.
Our district elder has a question. Bonnie, you want to say it again? To him? I don't think he...
It's called the Bradley bill.
I just wanted to bring up about 40 years ago, Mike Mini Horses and Bill Bradley made a very similar move on federal lands, and there was controversy at that time, and it didn't go anywhere. And I don't know how much you've researched that to see where things could have been improved or what the controversies were, but it would save a lot of time and energy down the road if you haven't already done that.
Well, thank you for the question. So when the process was first begun, the Bradley bill came up, and the legislation drafting committee took a look at the Bradley bill for kind of two things. One, what worked about it and what didn't work. And it is similar in the sense that they were talking about the return of federal lands. The Bradley bill also, involved money. A major and significant difference between the Bradley bill and this soundly rejects any taking of money for the Black Hills. That's a big difference. And quite frankly, me personally and many others wouldn't even come close or be involved in anything that would ever take money. And in fact, if I go around with somebody if they wanted to take money. So, but that's a big difference between the Bradley bill and this bill. I think that we've had a lot of, over 40 years to learn, kind of, especially from a process standpoint. And I think that the process that has been followed and that we are following to really see an unprecedented, never before seen kind of unanimous cohesion between grassroots, treaty councils, and tribal government is something we haven't seen, and to be able to see that kind of unity is really big. So the short answer is yes. We started by looking at that, seeing what worked, what didn't work, and then making a bill that works for us. And then also what I would also emphasize is this is a draft. As we get towards that, where we actually introduce legislation, we're going to really need the input of the tribal councils and the attorneys and others to take a look and make sure that there's a continued process of accountability in this so that we accomplish these purposes.
Okay, thank you. Good question, go ahead, Councilman.
The fight for the Black Hills will be ongoing, and I hope my grandchildren take up that fight. And we have to realize that it belongs to us. So there is no waste of time in doing it. It is in our hearts. It's what we think of constantly when we go into the Black Hills. They're sacred, and we feel a different feeling when we get up there. And it's ours. And we'll always know that in our heart. So you guys keep the fight up and be strong. Go ahead, Judge.
Well, some of the staff laugh at me because I keep a ticker on my phone, and the ticker is set to January 20th, 2029, and I call it Land Back Day, when we hope to be able to have this in legislation, that we have all the political things in place to be able to have this legislation introduced in an administration that will support it. And so from my perspective, we have 1,179 days, and tomorrow is going to be 1,178 days. So Lexi, I really appreciate what you said, and we're going to keep going.
Thank you. Councilman Poyer, do you want him to read the next one?
Steve, read the resolution.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe to authorize the Tribal Historic Preservation Officer to serve as the Oglala Sioux Tribal Government Liaison to the Black Hills Treaty Council. Whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe is a sovereign tribal nation that has entered into treaties as the supreme law of the land with the United States government, pursuant to the U.S. Constitution, Article 6, and is a signatory to the Treaty of Fort Laramie of 1851, 1 Stat 749, September 17, 1851, and the Treaty of Fort Laramie of 1868, 15 Stat 635, April 29, 1868, and continues the nation-to-nation relationship with the federal government, and whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe organized under Section 16 of the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, 25 U.S.C. Section 5123 by adopting a federally approved constitution and bylaws and Article 3 of the Tribal Constitution, the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council is the governing body of the tribe, and whereas Article 4, Sections 1F, 1K, 1M, and 1W of the Tribal Constitution empower the Tribal Council to manage the economic affairs of the tribe, protect and preserve the property of the tribe, adopt laws governing the conduct of persons on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and adopt laws protecting and promoting the health and general welfare of the tribe and its members. And whereas on October 20, 2025, by motion and vote, the Land and Natural Resources Committee recommended authorizing the Tribal Historic Preservation Officer to serve as the Oglala Sioux Tribal Government Liaison to the Black Hills Treaty Council. Now therefore be it resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council hereby authorizes the Tribal Historic Preservation Officer to serve as the Oglala Sioux Tribal Government Liaison to the Black Hills Treaty Council. Certification.
Chair, I think we should put them treaty officers, those members in this resolution, and then in the treasurer's report, the funding for the treaty office is under the 5th member, so I think we need to somehow put that in here that they have access to that. Somebody does. I mean, because they don't answer to the 5th member anymore, they answer to this. So, I mean, that's my opinion. We need to put it, that money, so they have access under here, not because it's under the 5th member's office. If we could, then I'll motion to approve.
Okay.
Would it say, and be it further resolved that all funds currently appropriated to the Black Hills Treaty Council under the 5th member's office are hereby transferred to the Office of the Tribal Historic Preservation Officer?
Yes.
THPO. Okay. Councilwoman Spottenberg.
I believe Steve answered that.
Okay, so we got a motion by Councilman Poirier, second by Councilman Dillon. Call for the vote.
Jeremy Rosales. Beef Randall.
Yeah.
Tyler Linderman.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Blaine Little Thunder.
Yes.
David Poirier.
Yes.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
David Kelly.
No.
Julianne Spotted Bear.
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier.
Yes.
Brian Jumping Eagle Sr.
Yes.
Bo Little White Man.
Yes.
Jackie Sears. James Cross.
Whoa.
Eleven yes, 2 no, 1 out voting. Motion carried.
Thank you, that's all from that.
Okay, so we're gonna jump back up the agenda to item number 15, and at this time, I'm gonna turn it over to the HHS chair.
Thank you. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council approving a subcontract between the Oglala Sioux Tribe and the Oglala Lakota Division of Behavioral Health to manage the Department of Justice Comprehensive Opioid Stimulant and Substance Use Site-Based Program. Cost of DOJ FY23. I'm gonna skip to the fourth, whereas the Health and Human Services Committee is a standing committee of the OST Tribal Council that supports the Oglala Lakota Division of Behavioral Health's mission for suicide prevention and treatment of alcohol and substance abuse that serves the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. And whereas the Health and Human Services Committee is appointing the Oglala Lakota Division of Behavioral Health as the main point of contact with the Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Affairs related to the COSUP funding award. And whereas the Oglala Lakota Division of Behavioral Health will collaborate with OST Justice programs to plan, implement, and evaluate a tribal-wide strategic plan promoting wellness, addiction recovery, and the reduction of criminal recidivism. Using the sequential intercept model, during the past 7 years, the OST has successfully, number one, integrated medical professionals into the addiction treatment process through medication-assisted treatment. Number two, implemented a recovery support client navigator approach. And number three, initiated the utilization of best and promising practices for direct service and population-level interventions. The cycling and recycling of individuals through the tribal justice system has been identified as a major social problem resulting in a significant strain on tribal systems. The OST will utilize funding from the comprehensive opioid stimulant and substance use site-based program to continue capacity development within the tribal justice system and behavioral health infrastructure to address several of the well-known barriers to recovery and persistent drivers of criminal recidivism. OL-DBH and the OST Justice programs will develop a streamlined process to increase access to behavioral health services at all points of the OST criminal justice system. OL-DBH will coordinate tribal resources to link more than 300 participants annually with targeted case management, substance use education and treatment, and recovery support services. Through the delivery of well-integrated and high-quality services, OL-DBH aims to achieve four measurable objectives. Number one, increase the proportion of individuals entering the OST justice system that are provided behavioral health screening and assessment by 15% annually. Number two, increase the number of eligible participants that successfully complete their targeted case management goals by 25% annually. Number three, increase participant score within key quality of life metrics by 10% from baseline to service completion annually. And number four, reduce the proportion of individuals within the OST justice system that re-offend within 2 years post-reentry by 5% annually. Now therefore, be resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby approves the subcontract between the Oglala Sioux Tribe and the Oglala Lakota Division of Behavioral Health to manage the Department of Justice Comprehensive Opioid Stimulant and Substance Use Site-Based Grant, the COSUP Grant 2023 BGA FY23, as attached and incorporated by reference as if fully set forth herein. And be it further resolved that the tribal president, or in his absence, the tribal vice president, is authorized to sign any documents necessary to effectuate this contract. Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Jumping Eagle, second by Councilman Stanley Soldier. Call for the vote.
Jeremy Rosales. Beef Randall.
Yes.
Tyler Lunderman. Yes. Sonia Littlehawk Weston. Blaine Little Thunder.
Yes.
David Poyer. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
David Kelly.
Yes.
Julianne Spotted Bear.
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier.
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Sr.
Yes.
Bo Little White Man.
Yes.
Jackie Sears. James Cross.
Yes.
Yes, 2 no voting, motion carried.
Thank you. Next one is resolution of the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe approving the FY26 contract between the Oglala Sioux Tribe and Betuluta OTP and Project Recovery to provide medication-assisted treatment. Skipping the sovereignty clause, the section 16, article 4, down to the 4th, whereas the Health and Human Services Committee is a standing committee of the Tribal Council that oversees on Betuluta OTP, a comprehensive alcohol and substance abuse treatment and prevention program serving the Pine Ridge Reservation. And whereas Betuluta OTP provides residential, inpatient, and outpatient services for tribal members, and part of that treatment for alcohol or drug dependency may require medication dispensed by a licensed medical physician. And whereas the Health and Human Services Committee met and recommends approval of the contract by the Tribal Council. Now therefore be it resolved that the Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe hereby approves the attached FY26 contract between the Oglala Sioux Tribe of Betuluta OTP and Project Recovery to provide medical assisted treatment and other services in the amount of $180,000 as attached and incorporated by reference as if fully set forth herein. And be it further resolved that the OST Tribal President, or in his absence, the Tribal Vice President, is authorized to sign any documents necessary to execute this contract. Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilman Jumping Eagle, second by Councilman Standing Soldier. Call for the vote.
Jeremy Rosales. Beef Randall. Tyler Lunderman.
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Blaine Little Thunder.
Yes.
David Poyer. Craig Dillon.
Yes.
David Kelly.
Yes.
Julianne Spotted Bear.
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier.
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle Senior.
Yes.
Old Little White Man.
Yes.
Jackie Sears. James Cross.
Yes.
Yes, 2 not voting, motion carried. Okay, moving on to the next agenda item, Law and Order Committee. I'm going to turn it over to the chair or vice chair.
Vice Chair. Okay.
All yours.
Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council, the Oglala Sioux Tribe, and the unincorporated tribe. Resolution of the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council of the Oglala Sioux Tribe approving the change order number 1 for LB Construction and Repair, LLC, in the amount of $203,401.60 for increased work on the OST Emergency Youth Shelter. Let's skip down to the 4th, whereas the Oglala Sioux Tribe entered into a contract with LB Construction and Repair, LLC, for construction and repair services for the OST Victim Services Program for the work on a domestic violence shelter, the Victim Services Office, and the Emergency Youth Shelter. And whereas upon further assessment of the OST Emergency Youth Shelter building, it has been determined that significant repair work is needed for the safe and continuing operation of the program in that building. And whereas time is of the essence due to upcoming funding deadline and change in weather conditions, and funds are available to cover the change order. And whereas the OST Law and Order Committee has reviewed the needs of the program and the proposed change order and recommends approval by the Tribal Council. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Oglala Sioux Tribal Council does hereby approve the change order number 1 for LB Construction and Repair LLC in amount of $203,401.60 for increased work on OST Emergency Youth Shelter as attached and incorporated by reference as is fully set forth herein. And be it further resolved that the tribal treasurer is authorized to sign the change order in accordance with Chapter 13 of the OST Procurement Manual. Certification, motion.
Motion by Councilman Randall, second by Councilwoman Spellerbear.
Chair,
Yeah.
do we have a quorum?
Is Councilman Rosales here? His bag's still there.
You know, read that for nothing? Okay, fellow.
We get down, Vice, we get down, man. Frank.
I went around that way last night. Idea when you get on that Mr. Martin. Flat. You can't see him. Left the bag and took off. Dishes.
Reading my messages. He didn't reply. Angelita. Water ready. Angelita.
Okay, so we're gonna do roll call here. Secretary? Sergeant at Arms, is everybody back in here? Councilman Blaine, I think he stepped out. All right. Okay, I guess Councilman Rosales had the lead for emergency. So, Secretary, we're gonna do roll call.
Julianne Spotted Bear.
Present.
Norman Standing Soldier.
Here.
David Poyer. Bold Little White Man. Tyler Lunderman.
Here.
Jackie Sears. Here. James Cross.
Still here.
Blaine Little Thunder. Jeremy's gone. David Kelly.
Present.
Brian Jumping Eagle Sr.
Here.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston. Here. Beef Randall.
Yep.
Craig Dillon.
Are we present? Okay, we have 13 present, so we lost quorum. Okay, I think we lost quorum here, so we're gonna resume tomorrow at the chambers. Is there anything scheduled in the chambers? Finance. Oh, we'll have quorum. Yes, okay, so we'll resume tomorrow at the council chambers, 10 a.m. And, Councilman Randall will let you slide on reading the resolution if we have one.
All right, they lost quorum, so they'll resume tomorrow live from the chambers in
Okay,
South
so
Dakota.
tomorrow, Tribal Council Chambers, 10 a.m. We will resume. Okay, thanks everybody for coming out and being patient today. I know it's a little chilly here today, and we appreciate your patience. And for those on Zoom, thank you. We will resume tomorrow in the chamber, Tribal Council Chambers, 10 a.m. Safe travels. Have a good night. Good afternoon.